We're back in the world of brass to welcome a trombone player with an impressive CV. He's been in Aswad, Jamiroquai and the Brand New Heavies, and you'll probably recognise him from the Jools Holland Band. Let's welcome Winston Rollins.
Woo! Hi everybody. Hi Lars.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very well indeed, thank you.
Did you notice how I said trombone?
Yes, I did, and it's taking a long while to pronounce trombone and not any other instrument. I think you better explain.
Well, it was a little while ago. I will explain. We did an interview, all going well. Right to the very end, you said you called it a trumpet all the way through. I do apologise.
Apology accepted.
It's not going to happen today. Everything will be fine. Practicing trombone. Yes, as mentioned, you've been in lots of credible bands over the years and held down the trombone position in the Jools Holland Band, where you've played with so many big names. You must have lots of memories.
Yes, I tell you what, it's a privilege playing in Jools' Rhythm and Blues Orchestra, because like you say, one does get the opportunity to play with lots of great artists from all over the world. There's obscure artists like C6 Steve, which we discovered on tour in Australia, and Jules got him over, and Steve's a big star now, But one of my little stories is like, you think that people, the artists, just keep themselves to themselves. They don't. Being fortunate to have Paul McCartney play with the band. Paul came round and shook everybody's hand. That's just great, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. They're just genuinely nice people. Musicians been doing it all their lives. They just don't seem to get fed up with it. No one's got a real ego, and if they do, they just hang it on the door for 5 minutes and come in and do a lovely job with you.
Yes, it's great. Everyone's on that stage making music together. That's what it's all about.
I think the last time we talked, you were touring heavily and writing, producing, arranging, and working, I think, in some of the London West End musicals.
Yes, I'm fortunate to, as well as working with Jules and various projects, I'm fortunate to be involved in West End musicals, and at the moment I'm involved in the Tina Turner, the musical. Which unfortunately is not on due to social distancing due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, we're all hanging on waiting for the big go, but of course in a close environment like that, we've got to protect ourselves. But Tina Turner show, that's a big energetic show, isn't it? We all know the songs, we all know the words. Do you have to keep frosting on your toes if you're playing them night after night to keep the songs fresh?
Personally, I love going into work and doing the job. It's just good fun, and we all get on, the musos and the actors. Everybody gets on, so it's just a great fun show to be a part of.
Are you down in the orchestra pit or are you on the stage?
This is a thing. This is what makes it so enjoyable, because we're actually on the stage. They've built a massive band truck, and towards the end of the show, the big screen at the back lifts up, reveals the band. We go out to the front along with the actors, and everybody gets up and sings and dances to those classical hits.
So let's just go back. I like asking this question, excuse me, to young Winston. When you were growing up, was music always playing in your house, and was the trumpet the first instrument you learnt?
Well, my parents were great music lovers. There was always a stereogram playing, and for those who didn't catch it, Lars said trumpet. I do not play trumpet. Look, he's bowing his head in shame. But basically, me and a friend was walking through the corridors of school. We had a disagreement. We had a little childish fight. The peripatetic teacher came along. That's a music teacher that used to go around to different schools. He came along and threw us in a room and said, fight that. And then threw us in a room, threw us a trombone each and said, fight that. And that's how me and my friend started playing. And he's still playing to this day as well.
What a great story. That's good. But you also play keyboards and bass guitar?
I wouldn't want to go out and gig with them. I use those predominantly for writing and arranging.
So who have been your, I mean, I can't, being a guitar player, I love brass, I can't think of any names for a minute. Tell me who influenced you when you were growing up.
For me, it was an American trombone player called J.J. Johnson. I just loved his sound, the way he played and everything. But also, you got some great players out there, like Steve Turry, like Frank Rosolino, like Carl Fontana. My friend from college, Mark Nightingale, who's a fantastic trombone player. And, you know, so influences come from all over the place, you know.
Of course, when you mention the names J.J. Johnson, I can relate to him, obviously. Tell me about your role as a musical arranger and conductor.
I used to run my own big band. I'm the assistant musical director for the National Youth Jazz Orchestra, and I've also been privileged to be able to conduct a couple of proms with my good friend Guy Barker. Along with Claire Teal, Guy had his big band and I had my big band. Main prom with all my friends and the Albert Hall full to the max. What an experience. There's nothing like it, and I got to do that twice.
I mean, that must have been an incredible feeling up there in the Albert Hall.
It was absolutely immense. I must admit I was so emotional at the end, and turned around. This is the first time I conducted, because it's very strange being in the band. The year before I was in the band, and that's great. You just get on with it because you're with your mates and what have you, and you know what you're doing. You've got a job to do. But standing there on your own. So at the end of the concert, I turned around and we all walked to the front. The singers and the MDs and Claire, and we walked to the front and I couldn't see the audience. I think I had tears in my eyes.
Apart from your big smile, which you're instantly recognisable for all the way around the world, I'm going to get a bit personal now. You've always got a colourful bandana on. Is there a story behind that?
Well, there is a story behind that, Lars. I used to play for a band. I don't know whether you remember them. One of the first boy bands, as I call it, and they were called the Pasadenas. And riding on a train, and a few of the number ones they had, and we all had quiffs. I had a tinting quiff. So when I joined up with Jamiroquai, I had this quiff. Then one day, out of sheer madness, I just shaved it off, and I decided to grow an afro, which just turned into dreads. But the thing is, when they're short, they're amazing. That's great. And like any hairs, you've got long hair, Lars, as you know, when it drops, it's in your face. So I picked up my trombone one day and went to play, and I had all my dreads in my instrument, and I couldn't play. So I thought, I know what, bandana, and I've worn them ever since.
Fantastic story. I knew there was a story behind this somewhere. Winston, thank you so much for taking part in the Fusion Virtual World Tour.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime. Anytime you need.
You are indeed one of the music business's finest trombone players. Yes.
Thanks, Lars. I'll take that one.
Speak to you next time.
Next time, Lars. All right, take it easy, man.